Right, so this is a driver tip from one of the best players in the world. Could transform your driving game. Definitely something that you want to stick around. Probably something that you're going to want to try next time you're out playing and practicing. Right, so driver. One of the common questions I get asked is, where do I put the club? Where in relation to the ball? Very good point. And it's something that I've always looked at and said, like, I would put the club behind the ball, because that's where you want to, you want to make a swing and return that club to that position. But it's actually looking at it, it's not necessarily the case. Now, obviously, it is the case that you do want to return the club to where the ball is. But how you do it can vary. Now, there's a couple of key things that matter when you're talking about driver. Two things that really matter for me: angle of attack, swing path. Right? A lot of golfers, when they get wrong, are going to be out to in swing paths, so delivering the club like this. And when you do that, inevitably, you're going to have a steeper angle of attack. And those two things can have a real negative impact on your shot. Now, if you do that and you struggle with a slice or a fade, and you just want to be able to vary your shot selection, sometimes changing how you set up can have quite a big impact on the shot itself. Right, so one key thing that I've seen that Jon Rahm does in his swing is changes how, not so much changes in his swing, but changes where he puts the club in relation to the ball. So if we bring this here, so traditionally you're going to set up, put the club tight behind the back of the ball. Now, some players are going to struggle that when they stand there and swing, in reality, that could lead to a slightly steeper angle of attack. That's not a good thing when you're hitting a driver. You want to be hitting the ball on the up. So how do you do that, and what's the feeling? Right, and to help make my point, I brought you in a little bit closer and a little bit lower. Right, so with this swing rod, this is our swing arc, if you like. So if you think about how you deliver the club to the ball. Now, we swing it around ourselves, that's the nature of golf. And you want to hit the ball on the up. So if I said that this is the angle of attack on the swing arc and brought it in there, you can see that the bottom of the arc is probably a good 2 or 3 inches before where the ball is, and then the arc's rising as it's coming up to the ball. So it looks like this. So it kind of makes sense in that situation that we start with the club a couple of inches behind the ball, and this is exactly what Jon Rahm's been doing recently in his golf swing. So I think he did it kind of around about the Masters time, but he would predominantly hit a fade and struggle to hit a draw. But if you set up, get the club to a point where it's starting a few inches before the ball, it makes sense to say, right, I'm going to swing, deliver the club to here, and then as I start to swing through, then the club's rising as it comes into the ball. And it will also start to close the club face a little bit as well. So then you're going to promote that you're going to stand there and hit a draw, or if you're a person that struggles with a fade and a slice, start to square the club better and make some more consistent strikes, contacts and shots, and that's got to be a good thing. So if we do that, then it should look something like this. So set yourself up, bring the club back 2 or 3 inches before the ball, and think, right, okay, so I'm trying to make a swing, return the club to here, transfer, hit up, and then get the ball going with a little bit of a draw, and definitely hitting the ball up, encouraging that sort of strike. That's going to reduce spin, help close the club face, help hit a draw, should be a better shot. Yeah. A decent shot. That's definitely something that you can try, take to the driving range, practice, experiment with, specifically with the driver. Try changing the position of the club in relation to the ball. Doesn't necessarily need to be tight behind the ball to hit a consistent straight ball flight. But it's not all about driving, and if you like that video, then make sure that you check that one out where I show you how you could hold some more putts.